Hey photographers, today I want to go over the Godox X3 Pro flash trigger for Canon. I have the original here, version 1, and it works. It has, I think, triple A's or double A's, can't remember, probably double A's. I keep this in my bag for weddings and just times that I might need it. Things I would use it for. The triggers, I'll use flashes for studio headshots when I need to overpower light, and then I'll use it for macro work, so when I need to photograph products and I really want to get a high aperture. I'll generally use for weddings, I'll use these Flashpoint or Godox dome lights here. These are amazing. These come off. I have a CTO in here. I'll put a link in the description of these here and the parts because it's phenomenal. Triggered with this or paired with this. Triggered, yeah. And then I'll also use I have 3 of these. QS402s. I want to say they're pretty reasonable. They're not the most robust lights, but if you're careful with them, they will last you. I don't really take them out of the studio too often, unless I'm going to a space where I really need to use them for overpowering ambient lights for headshots. I do about 40 headshots a year as far as sessions. Sometimes those include 50 people. Sometimes they do not. Generally, I use constant lights if possible, just because it's quicker, it's easier. But there are times when I do need to use these. So I've had this in my bag for several years. And Godox just sent me this to make this video, just to give you a little overview of how it works and what I'll use it for. Updates are a touchscreen, which is really cool. I did not have the second version, and so this is the third version, so I couldn't give you any points on whether or not this is what the upgrades are from the second. But we do have in here, I have just set up 4 channels, so I set my flashes when I don't do 3, A, B, C. A be my key light, B and C be my left and right light. So that way I can just adjust these on the fly. I photographed a firearm the other day and I had a light above, below, and a key light. So I was able to just adjust here, which was nice because I had to balance the firearm on a stick so that I could key out or cut out the stick. And so I didn't want to go near it because I didn't want it to fall over because it was expensive. But it worked. And so this was nice to have that just to trigger up and down with the triggers. So in here you can go in at the bottom, you can add in A, B, C, D, E, F, and then 0 through 9 channels here, or zones. And then you can just tap and plus and minus, which is super slick. You can slide up and down your power. Super intuitive and fast. If you didn't want to use that, you could press the side dial here. I should mention this, there are 2 buttons on the side. This will take you back to menu, and power will hold down to turn it off. And then this is your test to test your strobe. Just testing the little speed light that I have here. And so you push this button. If you do this, you'll scroll through, and then you can click on it and go up and down. You can also slide over or click on each one, and then you can turn it off for a minute if you want to just test your B and C lights to see what your rim lights are doing, and that way you just kind of adjust those, and then you can adjust your key light. That's something I'll do now and again, pretty often actually, when someone walks in the studio. And then you can pick your zoom. Let's see, we probably want to have not TTL manual. Here you probably just want to put the auto, so it will recognize the camera. Another thing is you want to do is you want to buy the module that goes with your camera. That way your EVF will look like an SLR, so you can actually see what you're shooting, because you're never going to set your lights low enough to do that when you're using strobes. So you would just see a black screen. So pick the manufacturing module that works for you and what you have. So you can go back to there. And then again, you can add or remove these zones to keep it simple. And you can add up to, I guess, several. So like, what is that, 14, I think? And so, or 16, 14, I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter. So we can swipe from the top, and we have these options here. You can control the shutter from this. You could do like a delay or interval if you wanted. So if you click that, go there, and then let's go back to the menu. Okay, back to menu. You have all these menu options. You can connect this to Bluetooth devices, shoot, I'm not really sure what that is. Oops, go back. You can have auto off. You can have trigger distance, step, TCM, HSS delay, presets, screen brightness. You can have the screen turn off after so many seconds if you want. I have it set to 30 seconds. And then you can also lock the screen too. So if you go down here, if you go lock, and then it says press and hold to unlock for 2 seconds. If you're like me and you got big dumb hands and you'll probably accidentally change something. Generally this wouldn't happen to me in a studio, more like at a wedding or something like that, or from the field. I could do that. And so let's go back here and hold to unlock. Hold 2 seconds. There we go. And we're unlocked. So back to flash control. So anyway, very basic overview of this, but this is phenomenal. Thank you, Godox, for sending this to me. I am definitely going to put it to use, and I already have. It's been amazing. It's a really nice upgrade from this old school here, which works, but It's nice to have an upgrade. Also, you can charge this USB-C. That's huge. I can't tell you how many times these batteries have died because I left it on. And it does have that auto off. So I imagine it'd be really rare that I would accidentally leave this on without it going off. It'll auto off the screen for 30 seconds, after 30 seconds, and then it will turn off after 30 minutes. So pretty slick. Go check it out. This is the X3 Pro C. You can find it in Sony, and I'm not sure what other models, but if you go and follow the link in the description, it'll take you to Amazon. You can check and see what all the options are there. I'll just link all the options that are down there so that you can have a quick glance to know if it's an option for you. So anyway, very cool. Works great. I'm in the 85, but yeah, you can see it's flashing here, hopefully. Yeah, works great. So anyway, thanks for watching. And if you do have an opinion on strobe versus constant light for headshots or product shoots, please let me know. I'd love to know what people are using, because I've done both. I've done big jobs at Google where I've worked with friends where we've done strobe the entire time. And then I've done my own jobs where I've done 50, 60 people with just constants, and they both work great. I do think that constant is a little quicker and easier, in my opinion, but they are more a direct light. You can diffuse them, but strobe does have this like soft glowy feel to it because it is like an actual element of light that's flashing, and it's in a tube, so it's a little more diffused and easier to diffuse. But yeah, let me know. Catch you in the next video. See ya.